I come from a family of artists back past my grandfather. My grandfather built the theater in my hometown. Without name dropping, I won't mention any names, but my brother runs a very important theater in Los Angeles. My uncle has another play on its way to Broadway. He was also the first director to guest direct in Russia. My mother was a scenic designer. My brother-in-law and my sister run a film production company, and other brothers and sisters are actors. So I had no choice. Been doing theater and film since I was a little kid, primarily theater, but film became more involved for me as I grew older. I grew up in Walla Walla, Washington, after leaving Staten Island, New York, which was a major change for us. And so as soon as I could get out of that town, I did. I escaped. I am excited to be here because I get to do all of the things that I want to do. I am teaching acting to some very talented people. I am also teaching musical theater to some very talented people. I get to teach film production and screenwriting in the Communications and Media Studies department to some very talented people. All of my favorite things are happening in one school here at the university. Often that's not the case, and I'm really thrilled that it is now. To me, ultimately, as a teacher, there's nothing more important than really finding ways to showcase the great work of your students. I live for it. One of my favorite stories is getting students to win international film festivals. I don't tell any of the people at the festivals what their experience is or how old they are or anything, but I will take them to New York or LA to win those awards, and I have done it, and I know that we'll do it again here at Plymouth State. One of my most exciting things about my experience here is that the energy of the students is so pure. It's honest and it's pure. I've worked at a lot of different schools, elite schools, different schools. The excitement here of young people that some of them might be the first person in their family to graduate from college, that thrills me. That is changing the game and changing the world. When I see that bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, young, I've got an opportunity and you can't take it away from me, watching someone fight for that, then I get excited. And I see that at this school more than almost any other school I've ever taught at before. There's a fight here to really get something that I haven't had yet. You know what I mean? And I really respect the university for bending over backwards every single day to make that available to you, because I see that and they do it, and I think they're doing a great job. Of course, I'm never satisfied, so I'm still fighting hard. Art has to relish and cherish the process. It lives inside the process. It's made or broken inside that sort of magic time. One of the things I'm trying to get my kids to learn to do now, my children, is ponder. The word ponder, I think, is falling out of use. What does it mean to ponder? Lots of people under 10 years old right now wouldn't be able to even tell you what that word means. It doesn't have any meaning today. What I most want to have happen are true experiences for the students here in not only working with other people's work, but also creating their own work, but also really understanding the navigation of the real industry, because the industry is really changing right now. So setting them up with as many professional experiences as possible, and semi-professional and professional credits as possible before they even graduate. Because one of my big goals is to make, I really would like to see the communications and media department be a target for people interested in communications and media. We're really not just on the map, but we're a target. We're where people are trying to get into because the department is so active, so hot, and so exciting. But I don't think that excitement is just in being Emerson and making movies. I think it includes all of these, understanding media, understanding games, understanding computer programming, understanding the basics of just discussion and communication, and putting all of that together and creating somebody who can really go out into the world and create their own job or navigate any job and navigate certainly any new equipment or objectives that could come their way. Really getting you guys ready to survive out there doing anything. And to me, I have a personal stake in that too. I want to work with you out in the real world. I work with a lot of the graduates I've worked with in the past in the real world, and it's a thrill. And I intend to keep doing that. But I want to be at a place that wants to be of the best of its caliber, of the best of its category. And And I think that potential is really possible for us here. I really do. And it's about getting the right people together, holding on to them, and challenging them to see larger pictures of what we might be able to create together. And always making sure that understands the real world, that also understands the education, and more important than any of this, that it educates the whole person in that scenario. So even if you graduated and decided to do something entirely different, you'd have the tools with which to go do that as well. That you're not locked in some path. I think it's really important in today's world to be varied and to have range. The great word for a career would be to diversify that career. I think that would be smart. I would love it if a student came out of here and they could make a movie, they could create a website, they could create a video game, they could write a script, and they could also perform in one. And they also might be able to run a meeting that discusses all of that. That's an ultimate graduate. Back to the Greek ideal of a whole person.